Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the terrific Thursday, the November the 5th. I'll eventually get it, the November the 5th Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in. Phone lines are open, 877-927-6648. Got it memorized, but every now and then I kind of lose it. One of those senior moments out there. And look, if you can't call in, we've got you covered there too. You can let those fingers do the walking. You can send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. In that subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question, of course, in our Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Thursday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. All the indices trading to the upside in nice percentage terms. The Dow is up nearly 2%, 528 points, 73 points for the S&P, 274 for the NASDAQ. Russell's up 44, semis are up 92. Big moves to the upside. Spot Volatility down 7%, trading out at 27.28, well below that 50-day exponential moving average. Gold, big move out there, $51 to the upside. That's trading well above the resistance level of 19.22. Silver is up at 25.21. That should be targeting the bottom of its daily profile. Light sweet crude is down 42 pennies. Natural gas off a nickel. 30-year Treasury is down 9 ticks. Leading the charge dollar-wise to the upside, you got Mercado Libre. Mercado Libre up $120, 9%, big move. Amazon 94. Booking Holdings up 45. Coupa software is up 12%. To the downside, Lending Tree off $54 or 15%. Biogen off 24. Paycom down 24. LHC Group is down 12. Humana is off 11. So where are we at in these markets? We're at make or break time is the way that I take a look at it. What's the way that we're taking a look at? We're taking a look at, so we showed this chart here during that 1 p.m. update. And so what we can see here, and you're looking at the equity futures contracts, ES Mini on the very left, and notice you're seeing a diagonal yellow trend line. Now, I don't know whether this trend line is going to stop price or not. This could be your third, well, this should be your second higher low out here. Going back and taking a look at the September 2nd, September 3rd dates out here. If the ES Mini can close above that trend line, well, then you've got some type of breakout going on and likely headed back to those September highs. But it's got to do that. If you take a look at the NQ stopped right at it about 5:30 this morning, right at the trend line is what I'm referring to out there. So we can justify, we can make in our minds that this could be an area of a top. Resistance in the ES, resistance in the NQ. Resistance, even though the Dow has not been able to get up to its trend line resistance, and it would, or it should, if it can close above 28,401. Instead, 28,401 is the top of the weekly profile, and so price is up at resistance. It actually got up to 28,390. The Russell 2000, it just says, hey, you know, you guys that are worried about your trend lines, I took mine out. You guys that are gals that are worried about taking out the TAS market profile resistance, I've done it. Well, at least it's done it as of 1:10 in the afternoon. So it's the Russell 2000 that is the odd guy out, but the others are up at resistance. So when that happens, when we get to resistance levels, I always like to take a quick peek and see what are the short-term time frame signals telling us. Because if there is going to be some kind of a top out there, then those signals would begin firing up. Now, when I say those signals, I'm referring to either the Rhodes Momentum Indicator topping signal or bottoming signal, either one, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator pattern, TD9 counts, or the Chapman wave. We're looking for wave number 7s. Now, here we've got the 30, the 61, the 120, the 240. So we've got the 30-minute, the 60-minute, the 30-minute, the 1 hour, the 2 hour, the 4 hour, the 5 hour. Easy enough to get out. And we can see here, and here I've just got the equity future contracts. I have the metals contracts. I've got oil and gas for this time period. Right now, we're just focused on the 4 equity futures contracts. The NQ shows a topping signal in its 30-minute time frame. And that's really about it. If we take a look at the ES Mini, it's got a topping signal in the 60-minute, in the 120-minute. It's got one in the 240 with a TD9 count. It's got one in the 120 and the 240 with Chapman wave letter 7 or 7th wave moves out there. Each of those can identify a top inside a market. So the ES Mini's got several out there. The Dow's got a topping signal for the 120-minute time frame, the 240, and on the 30 it's got a wave 7, on the 120 it's got a wave 7, on the 240 it's got a wave 7. So it's nice to have this little market analyzed so that can automatically, so don't have to look at the charts, but get a feel for what the markets are communicating to us. So there are enough short-term topping signals that it should get our attention. Now the larger time frames are going to outweigh shorter time frames. But if there's going to be some type of a pullback, a short-term top, major top out here, and today we'd have to call them potential for major tops because of those trend lines. You clear the trend lines, well, then we can take a look at something else out there. So let's spend a little time and take a look at the short-term time frame charts, or at least the charts that are generating some types of signals for us. So the easy way to try to figure out what's the easy way for Stevie to do that. Well, I think I've got to put this over here. Yeah, let's do that because I can't lose my clock because then I won't know where the Sam heck I am. I think I can bring this chart over here and I'll just change I'll just change the oscillator and change line on the fly. So this happens to be the 60-minute chart and the 60-minute chart for the ES Mini. So let's go ahead and get that up on our screen out here, get a feel for what this is showing to us. You've got, so here you can see the Rhodes Momentum Indicator pattern. You can see the dark cloud cover, prices moving higher, doing less relative energy. So there's that top confirmed signal we got on it. Price is now above the top of its profile, but below Stevie's green line. So it's really in this undecided range out here. But unless price is able to stay above Stevie's green line, that's at 35.16 right now. The ES is on the 60-minute time frame is signaling, might see a pullback into 34.92, 34.70, and then the third level would be 34.38. You close below 34.38, and that could indicate more serious problems out there. Inside the ES Mini, the 240-minute chart, I can just change that. We won't worry about the oscillator on change line, but let's go move this to the 240. That had wave number 7. So let me start this over here. Where is it getting wave number? Oh, no, that's odd. That is odd. That is very odd. Steve will have to go figure that out. But I won't do that during the break because I see we've got a caller. We've got John in Philly. He wants to take a look at Goldilocks, and that's exactly what we will do when we get back from this break. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Would love to hear from you as well.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, Taz understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the Taz Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the Taz Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go out to John in Philadelphia. John, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing, and why aren't you counting the votes?
Yeah. They fired me. I tried, but I did it with too much integrity, so they said go home.
Okay, there you go. So Goldilocks having a nice move up $51 right now. John, how can I help you?
Steve, I'd like to ask you to go through the tools that you have that give us price levels overhead that
Sure.
You found as valuable tools that we can shoot off against. What I'm after is this question we all have is this the start of a move to new highs? And of course, I don't know, and maybe you don't, and maybe you know but aren't saying. But what we can do is arm ourselves with results from our technical tools and calculations, and then just observe if price surpasses particular overhead levels that might give us clues for still higher prices to come.
Sure.
So if you could give us the results of those tools and studies, I'd be much obliged, sir.
Absolutely. So, John, the first place that I would start to help to answer that question is right where we're at right now on this screen here. And this is showing us our daily, our weekly, our monthly, and our quarterly time frames and using those time periods to identify where our TAS market profiles. So we know that sellers reside at the top of those profiles, and when price is above the top of that, well, sellers have lost that battle. Of course, what we're always looking for is when you're above the resistance level on a daily time frame, you look look to see where's the resistance level on the weekly. Well, in the case of gold, you're above the top of the profiles for each of those time frames. So you and I really can't use profiles right now to identify a level of resistance. So that's the first step out there. Okay. Any questions about that?
Yeah, it's pretty clear. Thank you.
Perfect. So then I'll move over to, and I'll just start with the weekly time frame for gold. The upside resistance level inside of gold is going to be the oscillator and change line. That's currently printed at 1969.70. That number will change slightly up or down, but price is below that. If, in fact, price can close above that level, this is the weekly time frame that we're looking at, then that says, okay, price heads back or should head back to be able to test its highs out there, the all-time high. So 1969 thereabouts is the next resistance level. At least that's coming from the weekly. There are no other resistance levels with regard to oscillator and change line values that we can look at other than going up to a larger time frame. No reason for us to do that. So that takes care of that. So what else is it that we can take a look at to assist us where there might be some resistance inside of gold? Well, what we'll do is we're going to go back to some of Bud Rolfe's work out here. And in the case of Bud Rolfe's, he created what were called primary trading ranges. I've taken some of his tools, but I've changed them slightly because I've automated it, and so therefore it does it differently. But here on this one chart for the gold contract, we're taking a look at the monthly horizontal trading ranges. Those are in red. And in fact, you can see that 1862.40 over the course of the last month or so, a couple of months out here, has really been a key level of support. So you know where that is. And that's a monthly horizontal trading range. The green ones are the weekly. The blue ones are the daily time frame. This says the next levels of resistance, John, would be 1972.10, 1997.40, but we don't use it right to the penny out there. But those are the numbers that are on the screen. So those are the next overhead resistance levels on top of the 1969 area that came from the weekly oscillator unchanged line. Any questions about that information?
No, that's pretty good. I appreciate that. Got it.
So the question would be, what's the chance that this is some kind of a significant top that formed today? Well, or at least there's a short-term top. Then I go take a look at my short-term time frame charts. And I'm going to do this in reverse order. And so we'll start with the 30-minute time frame chart. The 30-minute time frame chart has a TD 9-count top in it. Happened on the bar following bar number 9. That makes the high of 1954.30 resistance. If price can close over that, it says strong momentum move to the upside. But right now, you've got a short-term topping signal on the 30-minute time frame. No levels of support have been broken, so it's just a signal to be aware of. If levels of support get broken, such as the oscillator and change line, that says, okay, maybe we got a problem. 60-minute time frame has a TD 9-count top. The high of that has not been taken out, and so we'll just use that's going to be the same high from the 30-minute time frame chart. If we take a look at the 2-hour time frame chart, the 120-minute, this has a TD 9-count top pattern. Again, in each of these cases, no levels of support have been broken, but the short-term time frame charts are all signaling that it's a time to pause. Now, when I say all, what I really meant was 30, 60, and 120. If I take a look at for example, a 5-hour time frame chart, well, we don't have that signal. In fact, the signal on the 5-hour time frame chart would say there's an A to B equals CD pattern. As we draw that in here, this will give us a price projection area. And then as price hits that area, well, it already hit the 1-to-1. The 1-to-1.272 is 1956. If there were to be a bearish reversal candle that forms, as price continues to move up, that would generate a sell the D point out here. So that's our thorough analysis of gold. What questions what questions come up based on this most recent information that I shared?
Okay, I'm going to get really scientific on you, Steve.
Perfect.
Leave your calculations aside. What does your gut tell you? I know the crystal ball you've got is in the shop. It's got a big crack, so you can't give us that. What does your gut tell you? Is this the move that takes us to new highs over August highs, or not?
Here I'll say okay. I would say if gold expressed in euros can probably clear the 1665 mark, and you're at 1650 as far as gold priced in euros, then the way it's trading in all of the currencies would suggest heading higher. I would also say if the high of the day is taken out and is closed above, that would then say the 30, 60, and 120-minute time frame charts TD9 count patterns have failed. And when they just really create a hiccup or a sideways move and price closes over them, it talks about a strong initiation move. So that's how I would let the I know you want me to put the charts aside and you're asking me for my gut. My gut says I have to see a close above today's high, and that would signal moving to higher ground out here. And even though I said I got to put my charts aside, I can't put my charts aside.
Good answer. Good answer.
I mean, it's just hard for me to do that, having gotten to this stage of the game, and I just rather.
I understand. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
You know, it took so much time and energy to get to the stage where I pick up a chart, or I can take a look at a chart, and I have confidence in what it is that I express with you or anyone else out there. To the extent that, you know, we've got gold moving higher in all of the currencies out here. You know, as far as the U.S. dollar index and its direct impact on it, and I don't have the 30-minute chart up here, it's possible that the U.S. dollar index pullback has found its bottom, because it's right back into a prior swing point, John. Hasn't actually tested it, but, you know, it's in that swing point area. So I'd watch the high of the day. If it gets taken out, it suggests we're moving to higher ground, even higher ground.
Excellent. Good, man. Thanks for your help, sir. I appreciate it.
You bet. That was John in Philly. Would love to hear from you as well. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back. Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as,
whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 529. S&P is up 72 points. Let's go to some of our questions that have come in by email. The first one from Tom G. Tom writes in. He says, good afternoon, Steve. Well, good afternoon to you as well. I'm wondering if the market is about ready to take a dip. I'm entering two long positions and would like to get your thoughts. What Tom wants to do is short the S&P and the Russell 2000. So you probably heard the opening segment, but if not, I'm just going to quickly pop open this chart out here, and you can see the descending trend lines for the ES and the NQ. Well, you can see really for all three. And so what do you think about that, folks? And that's the last time I'm going to give that out. That was the key to the market for the next 5 years. No, it's not my Ethernet. I'm running at I run it at gigantic fast speeds out here, Boston. So we don't know what the issue is. But sorry about that. Nobody heard anything that I said. Let me reshare the chart out here. So let me do this here and get this going. And where I was, I have no idea where we lost my sound. So I'm going to go right from the beginning here, which is a question that's coming in from Tom G. And Tom writes in, and Tom is interested in going short the S&P 500 and the Russell 2000. What I was trying to say is, hey, Tom, hopefully you've seen this screen here, shows your descending trend lines and everything else, TAS market profiles. So the Russell 2000 is one of the instruments you want to go ahead and short. Know that it has ignored the descending trend line. It's above it. It's above daily and weekly profiles out there. So it's kind of in a breakout mode. We would really need to see some type of signal on a short-term time frame chart, such as a 30-minute time frame chart, to say, okay, maybe there's some type of top in place. But the ES Mini, being trading right into trend line resistance, possible resistance, we're looking for a short-term top. And we have one, a 30-minute Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price was moving higher, doing less relative energy. And right here, you got your dark cloud cover at 1130. Now, when we take a look at this, what price hasn't really done is broken through any key levels of support out here. Where's resistance? Resistance is 35.18. Resistance is really now going to be the high of the day inside of the ES Mini. So if the high of the day gets taken out, which is 35.2250, then I would say take that short trade off. What you're looking for is a close below two closes, below 34.9625. That's the bottom of the current 30-minute profile out there. If you do that, that could open up the door to 33.71 out there. So the ES Mini says, yeah, okay, I see a reason to take a shot at it. If I look at as soon as I can get it over here, the 60-minute has a TD9 count pattern, with the high of the day being the high of that count. So this is another time frame that supports, you know what, if you get above today's high, then Tom, in the ES Mini, you should go ahead and probably close that trade out, because those patterns that would have gotten you into a short trade will have failed. On the 2-hour time frame chart, there's a Rhodes momentum indicator pattern. It's got a shooting star top out there. And so price now has found support at Stevie's green line. That's 34.98. The support here on the 2-hour time frame chart, Tom, is 34.76, and any close below that, you could be looking at 33.19. So the ES Mini supports the idea of what you're about to do. And the ES Mini also says if you take out the highs of the day, that's the wrong decision out there based upon those charts. Now, if we go take a look at the Russell 2000 and we look for some type of patterns out here, do I have any kind of topping signal? Do I have a Rhodes momentum indicator top? I have a triggered top, but no confirmed signal yet. If there were to be a bearish reversal candle, well, then you'd have that out there, and you'd be looking for a close below really 1642 to say you're on the right side of the trade. That's the 30-minute time frame chart. If we go take a look at the hourly chart out here for the 60-minute for the Russell 2000, we've got no topping signal whatsoever. It hasn't completed an A to B equals CD pattern. If we go ahead and try to put in that A to B equals CD pattern out here, this would really be the pattern that would give us an idea as to where price might be targeting. And the 1-to-1 level out here is 1681.70. As I'm scanning through my other time frame charts for you, Tom, I don't see any topping signals out there. So it's really pretty simple. Inside the Russell 2000, you've got nothing that's confirmed, and that's the more risky of the two trades at the moment. And I think I've got all the information I could possibly give you for those trades. So I hope that helps you out. And thanks so much for writing in. John in Sarasota. He wants to review a couple of instruments out here. One of those is SEDG. That is SEDG, otherwise known as Solar Edge out there, SEDG. Let me get that on my other charts, which had a huge gap to the downside a few days ago. And today, it's gapped up to the upside. And it looks to me like this is an island bottom pattern inside of Solar Edge. I'm looking at the high from the trading day of November 3rd, John. That was 217.97, and the low of today is 219.20. Yeah, so you've got a gap in there. So that identifies an island bottom pattern out here. So now let's go take a look at Sedge and see what we can determine out here. We're looking at the daily time frame chart, white background chart out here. It's got an A to B equals CD. Even though I can't draw it in here, I can visually see it. Does this have, hold on a second. Yeah. So yesterday was a hammer candle. So that actually confirmed the A to B equals CD. Now you've got a three-river morning star pattern out here and a gap to the upside. So Sedge, Solar Edge, John, looks to me like it's headed towards 260, 241. That is the oscillator unchanged line. 261.1 is the bottom of that daily profile out there. So, and there was support. It found support at 192.68. That was the bottom of its weekly profile. So this does look like it wants to continue to move higher. You also wanted to take a look at Plug and Play. PLUG is the ticker symbol. It's really Plug Power. And Plug Power is traded above all of its TAS market profile. So that says, hey, I am in a full-blown bullish mode out here. But the question is it? Well, let's go find out by taking a look at our other charts. Was there a significant top that formed, a topping pattern back at its recent highs out here in the daily time frame? And the answer is yeah. It was a TD9 count. But that TD9 count led to a TD9 count bottom. The low of that TD9 count bottom was the bar following bar number 9. That low was never closed below, so that's a valid bottoming pattern. And today, price is now traded above 1783. John, if price closes above 1783, Plug wants to move higher, at least back to its prior high, which is up at about the 19 level. It's actually 1902 to be exact. Can it take that out? That I don't know. But it does look like it will want to at least go test that level on a close above 1783. Yeah, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on the weekly time frame. So that says any close above 1902 would say the bulls are back in town out here. And that is a Plug and Play and Solar Edge for John in Sarasota. This is Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be back in just a minute.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. So we got a couple of questions. Let's go to those. Mike P. writes in. He says, Steve, do you still think we're going to go back to the March lows out there? So it's a great question, Mike. And here's the chart to really focus on and pay attention to. And we really won't know until the end of the year out there. This chart here that we're looking at, this is a annual chart. So the bars that you're looking at are 1 year bars. The Dow is not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. How can you say that, Steve-O? This is a current chart. The Dow is printed out at 28,410 right now. And what I want you to notice here, first of all, this is a key reversal bar. Key reversal bar, you need to be in an extended condition. Well, we're certainly in an extended condition. The high and low of the prior bar needs to be exceeded. Well, both of those that has been done. And then, Mike, you need to have a close that is one tick in the opposite direction of the trend. Well, right now we have that. You can see that by a red-bodied candle, so it's more than one tick below that. Last time we had a key reversal session was back in 1973. That led to a 2-year decline. As far as declines, when you have them, declines of significance, they tend to be anywhere between 2 to 4 years long. So if we still have a key reversal bar inside of the Dow, yeah, Mike, that really sets that up. If we don't, and get a key reversal bar, well, then that pattern gets taken off of the table. But right now, that pattern is still on the table no matter how we look at it. And then you combine that with the 2 lower highs that we have out here. Yeah, there still is that possibility. The Dow was 512 or whatever the number was back in 1973. And this chart here, well, here's the historical chart. So if you take a look at the historical chart, and we'll pull this back here. This is the chart that takes us back into 1896. That's as far back as my data goes out here. And you'll see those 2-year declines. They're labeled out here. So you'll see the average. When you do get some type of decline of significance, you get typically a 2-year decline. Back here in 1929 into the low of 1932, we had a 4-year. So you're in between the 2 to 4. Even though the numbering stops right here in 1940 at 2, it was really a 3rd year. It's just because of the numbering system that I've got on my screen. So there's your 3-year decline out here. And you can see even along in the 70s, you see your two-year declines that are out there. There in 73, here's your key reversal bar. You can see the high and low of the prior year was taken out. This too was at an extended condition inside the market back then. And actually, back in 1973, the actual low on this was 783. Duff, and the high out there was 1067. So that's a pretty good range out there. That's a 30% move just there. So that's the historical. And the other thing, let me do this here because I really should. Let me see if I can find it quickly here for you, Mike. And that is the Dow priced in all the major currencies. So, I think it might be actually on my screen. Hold on a second here. The other element there, it may take me a moment to find that tab, but hopefully it's here. It might be this one. Yeah. So Mike, it's this one. So when markets make tops of significance out here, it'll make those highs in all major currencies at the same time. Now I'm going to put my cursor, my crosshairs, on the high right now inside of the Dow. You'll see that, if you take a look at the crosshairs for the Dow price in euros, yen, and pounds, you'll see those yellow arrows out there. So here's what we know. The Dow has made a top price in all major currencies at the same time. Now, there was a clearer signal when this pattern was going on back in 2007, my apology. Back in 2007, the same thing out here, but the difference, you'll see where the arrows are. The difference is here, Mike, were that the Dow was making new highs, all-time highs, priced in dollars and priced in yen. But it was not doing that priced in euros and priced in pounds. That was actually saying that the move higher was not real. It was real, but it wasn't a breakout. When I say real, it wasn't a breakout that was going on. It might have looked like a breakout, but it wasn't a breakout because traders in those other currencies weren't seeing the same thing on their screens out there. So it's got the potential, but we're going to just have to really focus on the end of the year out here. That's the best answer. It's the only answer actually that I have for you. And those are the reasons why for us to continue to pay attention. So Mike, thanks for writing in and have a great day. Eddie writes in. And Eddie writes in and he says, and hi to you, Eddie. Can we take a look at Mercado Libre? We most certainly can out here. That's having one big move. And we'll go try to figure out what Mercado Libre, MELI, as soon as I can get back here to my 3 time frame charts, see what that is printing into, if anything, MELI. Big day, as we said. Volume is 621,000 shares. And price is up over, let's set a new all-time high. So it's a new all-time high. Your question goes on to say, can we look at it? So we just did that. We accomplished that task. I'm sure you want more. Also, do you think this rally is a sucker's rally? Yeah, I don't use those adjectives necessarily. And not that I haven't, but that will fail once they realize with Trump possibly gone, our economy, national security at risk with the, I don't, there's, look, we can make all kinds of we can let a lot of the I guess the fundamental type news that is out there try to influence us. Eddie, there's also the possibility that if this turns out to be a blue wave, there's going to be one heck of a stimulus bill that gets thrown through, right? So how will that impact the markets? I don't know that. We already know that what the markets do like, or appears that they like, is a split a Congress between a split House between Congress and the Senate out there, but we don't know if that's actually going to hold. So I don't know the answer to that, but I do know, Eddie, that really the way to take a look at it. So the Dow, the large caps are where the international capital will flow to if it does flow here, and you have to also realize that we can't make these decisions about these global decisions about what the market is doing only based upon what's going on here in the United States. That is not how global capital is making their decision. Global capital, and you're right to point out, global capital is absolutely taking a look at taxation. So if the U.S. increases our taxation, we've already seen what that outcome was. Hard for me to believe we're going to go ahead and go through that process again. But if we what was I saying? Global capital is going to take a look at foreign currency exchange. It's going to take a look at taxation. It's going to take a look at geopolitical events. That means globally what's going on around it. And wherever it can find confidence, that's where it will go ahead and park itself. So I don't know how to answer that question for you. But with regard to Mercado Libre, it's passing a B point today, looks like, with volume. That's a trading day from October 20th, 741,000 shares. As I said, you're already above that with 625. So Mercado Libre wants to continue to motor on higher. Eddie, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back up, folks. So we're going to take a look at the GDX for Hector and Patty, the fuel injectors out there. And Hector's trying to draw in some A to B equals CD patterns out here. And I couldn't completely follow along, Eddie, with you. So let me just do this. I think that you might be using, for the A point of an A to B equals CD, the low on September 24th. And that's not the low to be using. The low that you would be using to try to form some type of A to B equals CD to the upside is a lower low, and that's the one that took place on October 29th. Now, I apologize if I am misreading your email. Again, I can't chew gum, walk, or read at the same time. I'm not chewing gum. It just tells you I can't even read out here. But the A to B equals CD pattern, if I do understand your email correctly out here, what we would use for the A point would be the October 29th low. The C point out here would be November 3rd, and the B point would be that, and then the C point would be yesterday's low out there. And that would be, it's almost a 0.382 retracement. It's 34%. Here, this gives us a price projection or price projections of 42.02, 43, 44 and a quarter, 45.63. So that'd be the A to B equals CD pattern. It is confirmed because the B point is being passed with volume. That B point had 20 million. Today, you're at 26. But Eddie, you and I know that the GDX, I don't care if it's got a confirmed A to B equals CD to the upside or not. If gold takes a schnocker, so will the GDX. So you've really got to be paying attention to gold. We covered that earlier. We had that short-term potential topping signal. So if gold takes out the high of the day, that would be a real positive for you. And if it doesn't, maybe it's just a short-term pullback out here. With regard to the GDX, what the other level that you're going to want to see it close above today is resistance. That's the TD9 breakdown resistance. So prices above the daily profiles, but 40.67 is a real key level out there. If the GDX closes below that, then a key level of resistance will have held. And if it doesn't, as long as gold doesn't have some type of significant pullback out there, then the GDX should go ahead and target 42 to 43. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Have a terrific, and don't have a thirsty Thursday. Instead, quench that thirst out there. And we'll look forward to seeing you on fabulous, fantastic, freaky sometimes Friday. Take care.